This video will show you how to use a program called Geogebra in order to apply the skills in trigonometry that we've been practicing for the past couple of weeks. So let's download the program first. If you Google Geogebra, the first link should take you to the site where you can download the program. So we're going to go to download now, and depending on the device that you're using, you should download the appropriate app or program, although I do recommend the one for desktops instead of the one for tablets. I'm not quite sure how the one for tablets works out, but the one for desktops works out pretty well. So once you've downloaded that and you open the program, it should look something like this. So what you're going to do today is you're going to be taking pictures of different things at school in order to be able to determine unknown heights or distances using trigonometry. So what I've done is I've downloaded a picture of a random house. So I'm going to put that into the program. I go to Edit, Insert Image from File, and I used cleanahoohouse.jpg. And here's a picture of my house. So you're going to put your own pictures of school in here. And let's say I want to determine the height of this portion of the house right here. So I can zoom in. I'm going to zoom into the part that I'm interested in. And because we're practicing right angle trigonometry, we'll probably be using right triangles. So I should probably construct a right triangle over here. So in order to do that, I need to set points. I'm going to use the button Point over here. So let's say I want to use the edge, the corner of the shadow here, point C, and here, and here. Now, in order to form lines between points, I will use the line button right beside points, and you just click on the points that you want to be part that will determine the line that you're creating. So a line with E and C, a line with C and D, and a line with D and E. Now notice that doesn't look much like a right triangle, and it's kind of hard to see. So let's change our picture's colors for a minute. So if I go to Object Properties under Edit, I can change the opacity of the picture, so our lines and points are easier to see. That's under the tab called Color. Okay, that doesn't look much like a right triangle. We probably want C and D to be at the same level, meaning the same Y value. So C is negative 0.73 and D is negative 0.54. So let's change this to 0.54. All right, a little better. Notice that D and E don't seem to be at the same X value. That should be a straight line as well. So E is 4.46 and D is 4.49. Let's just change that. 4.46. That looks like a much better right triangle. Now, remember that we want to find out how high DE is, or how long DE is. In order to determine that, we need to know at least one angle, and we need to know at least one side. So when you're taking your pictures, you're not just taking pictures, you have to make sure to measure at least one side of the right triangles that you're forming. So one side that might be easy to measure using a meter stick or Google Maps is this horizontal side over here. So let's say you measured that and you found out that it was, I don't know, 6.2 meters, let's say. So I use the text button right here in order to put in an indication of the measurement of that side, 6.2 meters. Now we need to know the measure of one of the angles in our right triangle. So we're going to use the angle button here. And when you hover over that button, notice that it says you can do it by selecting 3 points or 2 lines. So let's experiment a little bit. So let's try 3 points. So this is the angle we are interested in. So let's try D, C, E. And it gives us 35.11 degrees. Great. Let's say you did something else. Let's say you did E, C, D. And it gives you 324.9 degrees. That doesn't seem to make sense because it's measuring this exterior angle over here. So that's not what we want. Let's try using 2 lines. So this one and this one. Again, gives us a weird angle. Let's try this one and this one. Again, gives us a weird angle. So the one that seemed to work out was DCE. So experiment with the different ways of measuring the angle and make sure that the angle that it generates is the one that you're interested in, which in this case is 35 degrees. So in order to determine this side over here, we're probably going to use tangent because it's the opposite side to the angle and we know the adjacent side. So what I would like for you to do is to use the text button to show me the calculations that you would use in order to determine that side. So this is probably going to be 6.2 times tangent 35.11 degrees. And then plug that into your calculator and get a value. And you're done for at least one of the right triangles that you'll be doing today.